Are you scared yet? Well, are you? Fear. The anticipation of a perceived threat. Anxiety. Apprehension. Nervousness. Dread. Fright. Panic. Familiar? I'm willing to bet you felt at least one of these. Those 6 emotions are the most identifiable symptoms of fear. But why? Why is this so unnerving to us?
Fear can do 2 things. Fear can stop you doing anything, immobilise you completely, freeze. Or it can motivate you. It can be a huge stimulus. It can push you on, if only because you want to conquer your fear. You want to understand your fear. You don't want to be the prisoner of your fear. And I think, consciously or unconsciously, I look back at what I've painted in the last 10 years or so, I would say that I've always been trying, consciously or unconsciously, to understand my own fears. My own fear. It can be singular or plural. Sometimes it's just a generalised fear of everything. Sometimes it's a specific fear, like you may be afraid of, Trump's going to take over the world, or Putin's going to take over the world, or that kind of stuff. Or it might be a much more personal fear. You might be afraid of someone smashing your head in on the street, or walking into your home with a gun.
Are you scared yet? We fear what we can't control. Lack of control breeds uncertainty, and uncertainty means we may be ill-equipped to deal with what threatens us. It's night. You're in your room. The door is closed. It's the only thing that separates you from the all-consuming darkness, the void, endless possibility. We are afraid of the dark because of the possibility that something may be lurking within it. A partially obscured visibility restricting our brain's ability to accurately process our surroundings, making us believe we are seeing things in the dark. But what's this? Our safety stripped away from us. We are now at the mercy of the darkness, patiently awaiting whatever fate has been chosen for us.
One of my greatest fears is child abuse. I'll stop now.
Yeah.
One of my greatest fears is child abuse. The things that people do to kids. And I've seen this in my own life and people around me. Things that have happened to people around me. So I know what it does. But the scariest thing about it is that the people who do this are ordinary guys. They're your neighbours, they're your uncles, they're your dad, they're your best friend, they're your grandpa, and that's the reality. So you have to, it makes you afraid, when you think about it, it makes you afraid for the little ones. It makes you afraid of what ordinary people are really like. This picture took me about a year to paint on and off. It's called Guilty Men. And really it's about the fear of evil, the fear of things that people do, the fear that people can destroy you and abuse you, and yet they look really normal. They're kind of dressed in normal clothes. They are ordinary people, ordinary men. There's a title of a book about a German SS police unit that shot civilians on the Eastern Front in the war, called Ordinary Men. They were just normal guys, normal police officers who were recruited and then went and massacred men, women, children, shooting them themselves. And there's a phrase that always resonates with me: the banality of evil. Like evil isn't some scary thing, you know, with a demon in tow. Evil comes disguised as the everyday. Evil comes disguised as the normal. And that's what I was trying to express in this. These faces, I know, are a little bit freakish, but they're not hugely distorted. They're still people. I want to convey the fear that they give to me, but also want to convey the fact that they're ordinary. They're ordinary people, ordinary men.
Are you scared? Media is our escape, a way of guarding ourselves from our fears, a screen with which we view what scares us under our own conditions, giving us safety, giving us control.
What I find is that painting, I'm able, sometimes, when I'm lucky, I'm able to understand and master my fear, so my fear becomes my best friend. Because if you make something out of your fear, then there's less fear. If you express your fear, then there's less fear. And that's a good thing. You feel you've made it. You've made something out of your fear. And that's a very positive feeling. We're pretty extraordinary if we don't feel fear at some level. And I think most athletes will tell you, most footballers, whatever, will tell you that fear is something that you have. Actors will tell you, fear is something that you have. You know, you get butterflies before you go on stage. Doesn't mean you don't go on stage. Doesn't mean you necessarily perform worse. On the contrary, it may mean you perform better because you're keyed up. You're keyed up. Your body's going, and it's important. Here and now is important. And I think if you can get fear to make you feel here and now, that's what the Buddhists were on about.